Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel again. Our topics today is about statistics, which is the world of probability and paradoxes. As a quick summary, statistics is about data which we encounter in everyday life. So for example, statistics help the doctor to figure out whether the medicine is working or no, or whether that vaccine is effective or no. Use the data to figure out whether the exam is difficult or no. So in today's lecture, you guys will learn the type of distribution and how we draw the graphs so graphs and histogram are a way to represent the data that we have. There are many types of graphs. A graph can be asymmetrical, which means that the data is split in the right similar to the left. Like here, for example. We know that the median split it in two halves equally. That's when it's called symmetrical distribution graph. But sometimes the distribution is not symmetrical. Like for example, that class has many students do well in the exam. So most of the students do better than the average. And that's when it is positively skewed. So positively skewed, most of the data are on the left hand side. And the tail is on the right hand side. And negatively skewed, most of the data are on the right hand side. And the tail is on the left hand side. You see here how the data is not split into two halves. Also, we have what's called mode. Mode is represent the highest frequency in our data. So here, say for example, we have the highest grade in our math exam 40. So 40 is our mode, which represent the peak of the graph. One or two, more than one mode, or more than one higher frequency. So you see in that example we have two mode. So that's when it's called bimodal distribution. The mode doesn't necessarily to be the same. So here in this example, the second mode is larger than the first mode. A quick example of a bimodal distribution is a marathon. We know in the marathon the professional people finish first. That's when the first peak come. And in the amateur come the second. So that's why here in this we have bimodal. So we have two high frequency. Another example can be a blood pressure. Here we have two mode. So the blood pressure can go to 120 and then can raise to 140, for example, during the activity, and then can go down when you rest. Now let's move to a quick example here. Is this a graph a positively skewed or negatively skewed? It is a negatively skewed because the tail is on the left hand side and most of the data are on the right hand side. And on the other hand, this graph is positively skewed because the tail is on the right hand side and most of the data are on the left. Move now to a quick example about the type of the distribution. So here, first we need to get the data. Then we need to draw a smooth curve through the tops of the columns in order for us to determine the shape of the distribution. So here we have in the x-axis number of children. So here we have 3, here we have 11, here we have 6. So we draw a curve smoothly through the top of each column. And we can know that from this type of graphs that this is a positively skewed data because most of the data are on the left hand side. So first you need to think about the data. You need to draw that data in the x and y axis, and then based on your information you need to figure out what is the type of the distribution. The second type is bimodal, because we have more than one peak. How to draw that? We draw smoothly through the top of each column. The third example, which I like the most because it really represents the real life situation. So as I discussed in the first part, the teacher used the distribution mark to figure out whether the exam is hard for the student. So if the if the graph is symmetrical, that means most of the students done well, done alright. But if the distribution is mostly to the left, that means most of the students did poor in the exam. Now, in this one, we have two columns. We have the stem and we have the leaf. The stem is the first number and the leaf is the second number. So here we know in the tens, between the 10 and 20, we have three numbers. We have 13, 14 and 16. Between 20 and 30, we have four numbers. Now how we solve it? In the x-axis we put the stem, and in the y-axis we put the leaf. In the x-axis we put 0, 1, 2, 3. In the tens we have three numbers, so we put 3, 4, 6. And in the 20s we put four numbers from the data that we have. And then we draw a smooth curve through the top of each column, and we can know the type of the data, which is here negatively skewed. So that means the exam was difficult. So the teacher should re-evaluate the exam to become symmetrical, make it more easy. Now what I want from you guys is to practice this example here, number 2, and let me know in the comment section below if you have any specific question. Thank you guys, hope you enjoy it. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thanks.